Hello, everybody. In today's video, we have special guests from XRdoge Classic Team. Hi, Andy. Hi, Iggy. How are you today? Thanks for joining me today. Yeah. So I think it was about 4 months since we talked last time, and I saw a lot of updates with XRDC token. Maybe you could just summarize what you was working about for those 4 months since the launch, because I saw it's like so many things going on, so many Twitter spaces, a lot of updates from you guys.
Yeah, I mean, when we last spoke to you, Galina, it was basically it was right at the start. It was,
Yeah.
I'm sure it was May, wasn't it, when we actually spoke? So yeah, it was like all a new journey for XRDC. Since then, obviously, we've added quite a few different bits and pieces to the project and expanded into things like NFTs and also a new token, which we'll talk about. But the main thing really at the time was obviously that, and the big fuss was that XRDC wasn't black holed. So we had, there were certain things that we could do that other projects couldn't do. And basically what we did with XRDC was run an experiment. So we ran an experiment to, and along with the community, with their votes and also, their input totally, and defined rules on the trading of XRDC. Now, there was a reason we did this, which goes into the new token. But we'll obviously talk about that a bit later. But essentially what happened for a period, we had TRUSTLINE freezes going on and all sorts of things, trying to hold the price and all sorts of things going on with XRDC. And I think we got a bit of infamy for it. Not that Yiggy hasn't got enough already, but we did get a bit of infamy for it. But we got through the experiment and have made XRDC fully tradable for everybody to just buy and sell as they please. And we've taken that knowledge that we learned and the experience of what we did at the time in the experiment, and we're moving that into a new token, which is XR77. I don't know if Yiggy wants to touch on some of the things that was going on when we were running the experiment.
Yeah, I mean, basically, our initial premise was that, and I think that this feeling was quite prevalent in the XRPL, that there's a lot of manipulation going on with automated trading and people who are scalping, like farming groups and things like that. And I think that's pretty widely acknowledged. And we basically did an experiment where we were trying to make our best guess as to like a method by which we could, like, minimize malicious trading, I guess, at least, and maybe bring it to a halt completely. And I think, XRDC was an experiment, and we made some mistakes. I think airdropping the tokens to another community who weren't necessarily invested in the XRDC vision was I wouldn't say it was a mistake, because I mean, we've got a lot of good people. I'd say TNG, don't you think? A lot of good community members who came from that airdrop, but we also got quite a lot of people who were looking to dump, like market dump for XRP, which became problematic. So basically what we tried to do is take the lessons from XRDC and apply them to XR77, and then give XRDC a new use case. And we kind of thought about this even at the very beginning, that we might have to do this. So essentially XRDC is now going to be the currency for our ecosystem, which now includes 2 NFT projects, PlayDoge.art and SteamPets. SteamPets is our history-based NFT project, which we initially launched on Cardano, and we've ported over to the XRP ledger. And PlayDoge is basically my attempts at I was showing you earlier, showing another one. My plasticine art, plasticine sculpting. I'm trying to turn them into NFTs. And basically, so we had, because 3D NFTs are kind of all the rage. But I guess Andy and I are of a generation that's more analog. So we figured like an analog alternative to 3D could be quite cool. So we're the only plasticine claymation NFT project on the XRP ledger.
And what Yiggy's just showed you doesn't really bear out to the quality of the NFTs, because they are actually pretty awesome, to be honest. And I'm still trying to figure out how exactly he's managing to make them look so good. But
Galina, I need to make one for you. Would you like a custom PlayDoge NFT?
Nice. Sure. You know, so like the ecosystem, XRDC ecosystem consists of those two NFT projects, and XR77 is also part of XRDC ecosystem, or it's going to be kind of separate?
It's XR77 is essentially going to be a store of value. Well, it is a store of value for it kind of is on the opposite side. So we have the XRDC is the trading token, and then XR77 is the value store. And behind that, the idea is to create well, we've already started, but create an investment fund to back the price of the tokens. That the token has been released at quite a high price. So we have an investment fund, but with the investment fund, and obviously any purchases of XR77 as well, it's not just an airdrop that goes back into the fund as well. But also we're also going to be doing like loans and all sorts of other bits and pieces that build into the XR77 as a pool of value, and for the community to be able to tap into it. So like we do like staking rewards, in wallet staking rewards for XRDC. Now we do that every month, once a month.
Yeah, I got them every month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want to take that a number of steps further with XR77. So it's not a case of being, you have the drop of XR77 and then you can just go and dump it or go and sell it or whatever. The whole point is the holding of it and the rewards and the value that come back from holding it. And hence with the XRDC experiments, what that allowed us to do was to identify the people who were worthy of having XR77 and being part of, or that part of the community, basically that has the same vision as the devs on the project, and all of like mind, and all working together for the benefit of all of us. And it is harsh, people need money and whatever else, but at the end of the day, the whole idea behind XR77 is to give those people in the community that are faithful to the project, faithful to the vision, a chance above everybody else, basically, to jump the queue. Should we say?
Yeah, and it a little bit sounds like DeFi project, because if you have like loans and people could borrow like is it going to be some coins, or what kind of cryptos they could borrow, or is it?
Yeah, well, what we were thinking of is that they use their own XR77 as collateral, and get it, and from that, it's then calculated what XRP they could have back.
Exactly.
from that, and on an interest-free loan. So just things like that. Just it's just basically just a big lot of perks for everybody who holds the XR77. And there's a number of things we have in the offing. Some things we can't really talk about yet, but yeah, there's quite a few things. I mean, that loan thing is just one little example.
And for the investment you want to like start doing, like investment fund, is it going to be crypto investments or something else?
Yeah. What we actually have a partnership with Extreme at the moment, or I have done anyway, with on NFTs.
Mhm.
And if you know anything about Extreme, they have an investment fund on the XRPL, invested in XRPL tokens. So where we wanted to start off was kind of not mimic it, but start building up a store of different XRPL tokens that start building the value behind XR77 itself, and obviously having a variety of tokens. Obviously, you've got the ups and downs in value and whatever, but by having a variety, you've got more of a chance of keeping the value rather than just putting everything into one token. So that's part of it, and obviously we will be looking at other blockchains and other things. The one thing I would say is that, so with XRDC, the founders of the project all had XRDC, as a founder, they all had a share of the tokens. But with XR77, because it's kind of like an investment fund for the community, for the holders, what we're doing basically is the founders' share of XR77 is not going to the founders and will be worked back into the investment fund itself.
Mhm.
So that's part of the thinking behind that one as well. So yeah.
Yeah, and I also heard like the thesis, like statement that if XRP growing in the price, it case like the growth of the price of XR77. So how it's like connected, how it's going to happen? Just curious.
What the price of XR77 is, obviously we have the tools to virtually hold it like a stable coin. So but what the idea is to be able to maintain the price, you want the value behind it as well. So it's kind of meeting the two layers. So it's actually having the tools to hold the price on the chart, but also have the value backing it in the background as well. Because one without the other is it's not enough. It's not enough. So
one of the things that we've been looking to do is, because I think, obviously with the price of the XRP going up recently, you can see there's a downtrend in XRPL tokens, because I think a lot of people is this kind of mindset of FOMO, where they'll sell their XRPL tokens and jump into XRP as the price is going up, just so they can then panic sell it when it goes back down. And we want to, what we've basically discussed is that some proportion of our fund is going to be in XRP. So let's say that XRP does go to XRP does go to $1,000 token or something like that, then we can sell our XRP fund and then drop that to the community. So it's all going to be decided by the community, and I think that's one big thing that's kind of fundamentally different from the last time we spoke, is that this has very much become a community-driven coin. Our whales and our key community members are basically driving a lot of this work in progress. So I think we are the first true community coin on the XRPL, and all decisions are taken with consultation to the community. And I think that's a big thing, because basically we've designed XR77 for what our community wants, and they want to have some kind of functionality where some proportion of the fund can be sold and then dropped to them in the event of a moonshot, so they don't have to worry about, they don't have to sell their XR77 to FOMO into something else. because we'll give them, you know, like, also we're backed by that fund, and then get a return from the fund when the time is right, of their choosing.
Yeah, and am I understand correctly that like a white paper, all the websites are in progress because it's like should be separate website for XR77, or is it
Yeah,
going?
the white paper is on the website. There is a link to it on there. It's on the XRDC website.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I should check it. And I will also put the link in the description, like for people also check it. And you've mentioned like XRP FOMO, and I'm curious, what are the like main reasons for this? What is your opinion? Like why we saw this XRP price going on like this month so like rapidly?
Well, I'm not of a, I'm not really excited about it, to be honest. You know, I have a long memory and look back at where the price was 12 months, even 12 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's almost like you know, yeah, we've got a little spike, but to be fair, XRP at 50 cents and below that again now. No, it's not really a,
Is the
you know,
price
obviously there's some banks or somebody buying into it a bit around the world at the moment, and you know that's pretty obvious. We all know the story about XRP being the you know, the medium of exchange in the background for the global currencies and whatever, you know, the new digital currencies and whatever. So, you know, obviously they're going to be buying some up. But no, sorry, it's not. I don't. You know, let's see. You know what happens when the case happens. But at the moment, I can honestly see it going
it is
that
not
way, not that way. So, and
Yeah, I
what you guys
would
got to say.
follow along with that as well. I think what we're ultimately looking for is XRP has to decouple from the market, and that means that it has to be going up independent of Bitcoin. And I think we're still in a place where Bitcoin rules the market. And if Bitcoin doesn't rally, I don't see how XRP rallies in the short term. Obviously, in a longer timeline, I would expect that XRP will even flip Bitcoin at some point, but I don't think we're quite there yet. And I think with the current political situation in Europe, North America, it looks like there could still be some downside in the economy at large. And obviously crypto is still linked to that at the macro level. So I think long term, XRP still looks excellent. But short term, I could still see it going downwards. That's my bet. I'm betting on it going sub 20 cents, where I'm going to buy rudely. We shall see.
And do you expect like bear market ending anytime like in this year, next year, or is it like continue to 2024 in your opinion?
It's hard to say, isn't it? And I honestly thought we might. Well, we have had some out of it. I don't think it's as bad as it was. You know, going back over a few months now. But you know, it's how it is at the moment. It's kind of like a status quo because of the stock markets and the high inflation and all the crazy things going on in the world. So, you know, it's anybody's guess, really. To be fair, I just you know, you're just like this all the time, hoping.
I think it depends on whether they switch on the money printers again, because I think that like a lot of that stimulus money from the tail end of 2020, the beginning of 2021, was kind of a driver on a lot of that uptick in crypto value. So I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll turn the printers on again, and we can, you know, we can see our crypto go to the moon. We shall see. Well, at some point it has to, but I think that the timeline is anyone's guess.
Yeah. And what price of XRP will be like good for you, like long term, you think? Like satisfying.
Anything above $1 would be great, wouldn't it? But to be fair, well, it's you know, it's anybody, you know, you see all these people shooting off, you know, oh, it's going to be higher than Bitcoin and it's going to be this and it's going to be that. Well, it literally could be anything, being if it's like the reserve kind of currency for the globe. But you know, it's when moon, we don't know, do we? And that's it. We just don't. Nobody really knows. Not even David Schwartz knows when this, with his flip switching ability and all this kind of thing. It's yeah, we'll just have to see. But I think it's super critical when the when maybe they finally start pumping out these central bank coins. And when that happens, then maybe you'll really start seeing XRP tingle. So
what do you think, Galina? Like, what is your analysis?
Yeah, I did price prediction on my channel, and maximum it's like $8, but it's like very ambitious. But I saw a lot of people saying it's going to be 500 plus, and I say, how possible? Like, so yeah, but I think like starting from $1, it's like good. $3, I think it is about all-time high, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, but so if it like this $8, it's already very ambitious.
I think $10. I would be most of the way out at $10. But I'd always keep a bit, so just in case, you know, you never know if it goes to $10,000. I think probably it won't, because this is just a trap so that people don't sell when it gets to $10.
Yeah, and it is already in like 6th ranking in coin market cap, so it's already very like a lot of liquidity in there, so it's not much room for growth for such big projects already. Like it's impossible to do like 200x, as some people think, even more. But projects like XRdoge Classic and very small projects, they have like really this potential, and in this case it's very like great to have some like early peaks and small like gems in the beginning especially. So I think it's like for people who want like some, in some sites it's like more risky investments, but at the same time it's like more potential at the same time. Yeah, and you know, I also saw like on the XRdoge Classic website some features coming soon, like market maker bot is coming and NFT marketplace. Am I correct? It was like it is saying coming soon. Is it part of the roadmap or?
Yeah, so with the XRDC experiments, obviously part of that was with what happened on XRdoge, should we say. We're not very we don't like bots very much. So yeah, so part and parcel was any malicious bots and activity like that was to keep that off our chart. Now obviously we don't do anything about that now. Now we're fully tradable as XRDC, but we will for XR77. But part and parcel and part of the thinking of that was to start development of our own market maker from scratch, which has been basically it's been in the making since we spoke to you, and it's been refined, it's been ran. Yeah, and that's going to be part of the backing of XR77 as well, is to and as well as it'll obviously run on XRDC as well. So basically it's to support our whole infrastructure. So instead of having somebody else's malicious bot draining the project, we have our own that can basically feed back in and market make the projects. So that's the theory behind that one. And we're pretty much that close from having it. So I'm working 24/7. So yeah,
it's a lot of work for you. Like all.
Well, we're quite we quite like thinking outside the box as much as we can. compared to other projects. I mean, you might notice, you know, like it's like with the memes and things like this, you know, we're all over the place. We're all over Twitter. We have like, you know, we have armies of
people.
we have people everywhere, you know, sending out memes all over the place, you know. So, you know, we are the meme coin of the XRPL without doubt, number one, as a meme coin. So anybody who disputes that, feel free, but you know, we're just there all over the place. So
I would actually say that we're kind of like a meme superpower, because I mean, see, when the amount of volume we create on Twitter, I think we can do more noise than the rest of the XRPL ledger combined, when we focus on putting a message out. And I would take that claim to anyone.
Yeah, and also you have like very like so many like Twitter spaces like on like weekly basis, so it's like seems a lot of like work done by your side.
Yeah, we have, and obviously we have, you know, we have like YouTube channels and all sorts of things going on, you know, at Facebook pages,
Telegram also,
yeah,
like very active.
Yeah, you name it, we've got it. So and a lot of that again is you know, people in the community who've committed and ended up being part of the team, really. So people are, you know, that they've joined in, wanting to extend the project's reach, and yeah, everybody pumps their own bags. It's fantastic. The whales, the XRDC whales are you know, they're just amazing. They really are. They really get involved a lot. So
yeah, and you know, I was thinking like so many like community members doing those like memes in the Twitter, and I was thinking like to collect all those memes and convert to collection NFTs, and like for one collection from like made by the community, something like that. But it is so many of them, but it seems like nice if we could like combine them all together and meme like community NFTs, something like that.
Well, Yigi also, he mentioned that we have like two NFT projects, Steam Pets and Play-Doge, but we also have created quite a lot of other NFTs as well in the top. Since we spoke to you,
yeah,
we've had a number of different little ranges and attempts at different things to try and mix it up. And yeah, the idea with maybe using some of the memes and selling selling them or putting them out as NFTs and giveaways and all this sort of thing.
Yeah,
it is something we did actually do before at the other project, but we yeah, that's something we could certainly do again, without doubt. I mean, it's so easy to NFT something now, so I just,
and people like enjoy NFTs a lot, so they will be like, the community will be happy. And with this Play-Doge like NFT collection, I saw it's like very high like resale price in SOLOGENIC marketplace, so it's like, and they're very nice. Honestly, they looks very cool. Was it you doing them, or just like some like other people from the team?
We Yigi is the main driver behind most of the NFTs. With the Steam Pets project, Yigi and myself and a couple of the others also got involved. But Yigi has been the main driver behind, I mean, totally behind Play-Doge. That is all his thing. I mean, you can see he's model sculpting. It's like a new talent he discovered not so long ago. So yeah, it's we're all very hands-on for project managers, if you want to call us that. We basically, we're there all the time. I don't think there's any other projects that I've seen or been a part, you know, been one of the community and seen where the developers are just so on the ground. So with XRdoge Classic, you know, the devs are there all the time, you know, 24/7. They're in the community, with the community. So it's pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah,
Blowing our own trumpets, but
yeah, and last time we talked, I asked you about the future of memes. What is your opinion on this? And now I want to ask the future of NFTs. Do you think it will be like stay forever? It's some like other utilities going to be added in the NFTs?
yeah, you know, I think it maybe even back then we were saying, you know, the NFTs, the applications for NFTs are, you know, they're endless. There's so many things that NFTs can be used for, but I don't think, in my mind, that maybe the art side of it will be so important in the future. From, you know, from the beginning, it's just been, you know, is a piece of artwork and sell it, you know, NFT, sell it. You've got a digital version. I think there's a progression to go on. It's like, you know, storing data and things like this, and attaching things to the NFT itself. And then also there's the flip side. There's the financial applications and you know, things like, you know, being able to sell a mortgage as an NFT or things like this. Not that we'll be involved in that, but you know, it's just the whole idea of a non-fungible token is, you know, the applications are, they're massive. So, and it's just, it's only going to get bigger and bigger. I would hope that a lot of the NFTs that you see on the XRPL now, in the future, will kind of become like a collector's type pieces, to be fair, in the future, because as you get everything changing and moving and the technology changing, when XLS20 starts, you know, comes out and everything starts moving and changing again, all the NFTs, you know, for the last 12 months, you know, hopefully will start moving with the market as well and start becoming more valuable and changing. So what, Iggy's got any thoughts on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I totally agree with everything Andy just said there. I think what we're looking to do with NFTs is basically, you know, make them collectibles, so that, you know, it's going to be something in the future that has collectible type value. Because I think more in terms of like Pokemon or something like that. And basically, it's a digital version of something that's collectible, and will be worth more in the future. You know, it's like, because even with the likes of the standard, you've got XLS14, which is the SOLOGENIC standard for NFTs. So pretty soon that's going to go away, and everyone's going to be converting to XLS20. So there could be some value in having XLS14 NFTs, because it's, you know, it's in the future it's not going to be possible to do that process. You know, so it's like having the Betamax version of Star Wars or something. You know, and in 30 years it's going to be more collectible because it's rarer. And so that's what we're kind of looking to do with our NFTs, make them, give them like a niche, so that people can get value from them in the future. But I think in terms of like the broader structure, with regards to what NFTs are going to be used for, you know, one of the applications, obviously along with mortgages and things like that, is going to be art. So I mean, yeah, I think it's definitely, the NFTs that are art is a speculative bet, but I think it's a good one. You know, it's like an opportunity to buy like a Star Wars toy in 1977. You know, that opportunity doesn't come twice.
Yeah, and I also saw that you added like the trading platform to buy XRDC inside the website.
Yeah, that's it. We have it's there, it's working, but it's still basically in beta. It's not full release yet.
So yeah, the best way like now to buy XRDC, it's using the XUMM wallet and also like SOLOGENIC DEX, right?
Yeah, and you can use the XRDC trading platform to do that, no problem. But what we're looking at as we evolve everything going forward, so many things to do.
Yeah.
Is to make some very should we say some very strange custom pairs and things like this, and also yeah, basically get other projects involved on it as well.
And buying XR77, is it the same XUMM wallet plus SOLOGENIC DEX?
Yeah, you have to, for XR77 you have to have a XUMM, you have to have a XUMM wallet and and obviously use a DEX to get hold of it. But that's purely because of the should we say the rules behind the token. So we ask that everybody uses a XUMM wallet to hold XR77. XRDC doesn't matter anymore. Obviously, people can use the whatever way they want, but with XR77, that has to be in a XUMM wallet. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then it's like pretty straightforward how to buy it.
Yeah, there's, and obviously all the links are there on throughout all our media, on the Discord and wherever. So anybody wants to get hold of some, that it's there to buy. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe some updates we didn't talk about yet, and you have also something to mention today. Maybe I missed something. It's so many things.
Well, at the moment, we're still actually doing the XR77 airdrop, which has been a long ongoing process because of having to do individual wallet reviews and things, and tie it in with the XRDC experiments, so to make sure that the right people are getting it, and that's still ongoing. And we think now maybe it'll be done within the next 1 to 2 weeks. It'll be over and finished, and from there is where, well, we're going to go to proper XR77 pre-sale then, which is the next step. And then we also have a super secret NFT project that's going to be linked to that as well at the same time.
Is this NFT project going to be a part of XR77 or XRDC, or it's like
it's basically intertwining, and when we talked about earlier, but with perks for XR77 holders, it's
one of them, yeah.
It's one of those, yeah, and more. So much going on. We also have at the moment in beta testing, we also have a bit of a Vegas games thing going on with our whales at the moment, which is another thing. So basically we have XRDC T, which is a in-game token that's used on our Discord server as well. So that's another way of basically winning NFTs and being able to bid on NFTs, well, really without even spending any money. So it's quite a good way. So yeah, we have lots of things going on at the moment.
How do you manage all of this? Like
this. That's why Yiggy's so great. I mean, just look at that. He's very.
I used to have 1 year ago. I had the full black hair.
And when this pre-sale is going to happen, approximately in 2 weeks after this airdrop happens?
Yeah, so what we will do, we will officially announce the end of the airdrop, and I would say that the day after the pre-sale will start. That's what we want to do.
Okay. Okay. It's let's say like beginning of November.
Yeah, around that time. Yeah, it'll be around that time. So only approximate, but
Mhm.
we are coming to the end. I mean, we've said this like 1 week ago now, but it's we are coming to the end of it, and it's been a painful process because of the reviewing. So, I hope anybody listening out there, apologies for the delays in people getting their XR77, but you understand that, you know, if you get it, then you deserve it, and that's how it is. So
Sorry, not sorry.
yeah.
And like this pre-sale is going to be some small percent, like 5% of the supply, or
Sorry, we're yet to be decided exactly how much. Really dictated by the final airdrop amount, I suppose, that goes out. As I said, you know, it's not been dictated by you know, like we did with XRDC, and any project does, they'll split up the supply of the tokens, this much for marketing, this much for you know, this much for airdrop, this much for whatever. XR77 is purely and basically this investment fund, so whatever doesn't get airdropped will probably go to pre-sale, and that'll be it. And then whatever gets sold gets recycled back into the fund for XR77, and yeah, and then the hard work starts.
Is it like the total supply for the tokens?
The total supply of XR77 is 33,000 tokens.
Oh, it's like nothing almost. It's very like a few small supply.
It sounds like nothing, but when you check the pegged price, that's a different story altogether. So, you know, XRDC is 100 billion tokens compared to the value token, which is XR77 at 33,000. There is a massive difference in price. So
I can't imagine the price is going to like be for XR77 like going forward.
Well, we'll let you check it yourself. It's there to have a look. Go and follow the link and go and have a look and see where it's pegged.
Yeah, I mean long term, yeah, how much it's going to be.
Well, hopefully, you know, our plans are what we've told you to back it and you know, keep going. So I don't see any reason. There's no you've not got the factors involved that you have with a tradable token. So you've not got people dumping it. You've not got people, you know, but even just buying and selling it down. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. So it really is, you know, those two key factors that we said about is that we have the tools to hold it, but also need to bring the investments in line. So it's like that, and and then the world's our oyster, hopefully, for our community, and we'll see where we go. It's all very exciting, anyway. It's all very different. Nobody else is doing anything like this at all, and I don't think that's on any blockchain, let alone just the XRP ledger. So
one thing that we can do, which other projects can't, is we can enforce a sell floor. So that means that theoretically, you know, as the value of our investment fund goes up, we can peg the sell floor to the value of the investment fund. So we say, let's say that I've just been making up numbers, but let's say you've got several million XRP of value in your investment pot. Now we can say, right, we have more collateral on which we can, you know, base a sell floor. Therefore, we could push the sell floor up. At the moment, the sell floor is pegged to the USD. Actually, I'm going to get this right, actually, because obviously it's priced in XRP. So it's not pegged to USD, it's pegged to what the XRP equivalent on the date of release was in USD for 1 ounce of gold.
Yeah,
So
it
that's
was
complicated.
1740, wasn't it? US
Yeah.
dollars.
But
On
obviously
the
that's gone
day.
up because XRP's gone up since then. So yeah, we have a minimum XRP peg. I think that's probably more accurate. 5382 XRP is the floor price. So I mean, potentially in the future we could push that up. We can see right now it's 10,000, and because we have enough collateral that we can enforce like a sell floor of 10,000 XRP or whatever. Because it's all based on trust though, and being able to cooperate with other community members. Because it's based on the idea that we're all working together for the common good, and that is not the same thing as communism. It's basically it's like an anarchistic capital model, where community members cooperate in order to create goods and services for the rest of the community, and everyone takes what they need and puts back in what they can spare. So I mean, it's how we envision finance should work amongst communities, and we're trying to implement that vision. Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, so exciting, so many updates from you guys. Yeah, it's like, sounds like not 4 months, it's like 1 year and 4 months, like for you working on all of this.
Feels like we've been doing it forever, to be honest. It really
Yeah.
does. It's non-stop for us. It really is. But it's worth it. It's worth it with the the feedback we get from the community is it's virtually love. Sometimes we get loved by the community, and it's a great feeling to have that, to be honest. So
we're not running a business, though. We're running a community, because I think a lot of these other projects they kind of act like businesses and think that decisions should be made in smoky rooms, and then like we just tell people, right, this is what's happening, like it or lump it. If you don't like it, sell, or whatever, and we're not really like that. We kind of see it as like, this belongs to everyone who's part of our community, and anyone who wants to be active in our community, like the whole Vegas thing, it wasn't any of the devs' idea to do that. It was a couple of community members who wanted to push that forward, and so we don't see this as necessarily belonging to us. I mean, it belongs to anyone who wants a part of it. And we don't make any decisions from top down. Everything is discussed, and obviously at some point decisions have to be made about certain things, and that's our role, I guess, is to make those decisions. But when it comes to how this community evolves and how it's going forward in the future, that's going to be decided by participants.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I will put all the links like for both like XRDC Twitter, like XR77 on the description for people like to know more. Like, I think it's also a good idea to listen M&A session in Twitter space, because it was good, and like some time ago, like last week, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and also I think it's a good idea to check like our like previous interview, because it's some like more insights about the project. Yeah. And thank you guys for all your time today. It was very like a lot of pleasure talking to you today too. So thank you.
yeah, maybe we'll do it again in another few months.
Yeah.
Like,
and then you
penny more for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. I really appreciate you, because I see you in the Twitter spaces, and it's really appreciated to have your support. And